What up? What up? Big night. Big night. I brought out John Starks for tonight. So you can only see so much of this. It's been a while since I brought out the John Starks champion from the 90s, but you got to do everything in your power, especially when you're a Knicks fan and you're faced with eternal doom, right? There are only so many glimmers of light that are presented to you. And this is one of those nights. So it feels like we're going to the Super Bowl tonight. I hope you guys join me. So we have a lot going on. I want to introduce the show here because we are going to be on multiple platforms tonight, courtesy of FanDuel. We're on Twitch. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook Live. I'll probably be on TikTok at some point. I'm just learning about TikTok, but we're getting there. Most importantly, we're on Twitter. We're on Periscope. And I am going to be catching your guys' comments across all the platforms. I have my trusty iPad here. And the goal here is to engage with you guys and share the misery that is being a New York Knicks fan with you all. Oh, by the way, there's still 12 minutes left in this game, at least game normal minutes, not game minutes, but end of the fourth quarter. We'll talk about what we see, what we take away from this Bucks Magic series, and go from there. So if you guys have any questions you want to talk about, the draft lottery is due to start around 8:30. I've got my frozen envelope. I've got my drink, okay? I'm going to pour myself a drink because if you're a Knicks fan, you need it. And we're going to go from there. Okay, now I actually can see you. So those of you watching this, I have all your comments across all platforms up on this thing right now. And if you want to comment, engage with us, you have any questions about either the draft, Lakers, Blazers, Magic, Bucks, whatever you guys want to talk about, I'm here. Join me, ask, and I will do my best to answer. And if you're a new FanDuel customer, or new to this Periscope because we're going a little bit earlier, whenever I look down, it's because I'm reading your comments. I'm not falling asleep, okay? I'm not falling asleep at the mic. I'm trying to read your comments and engage with you, okay? So shout out to DMISIN and Gab the Mav. Pistons 0-13 tonight. Draft lottery ends tonight, okay? If you're feeling it. I know there's a lot of Hawks fans out there that feel like that the draft lottery luck has to go in your favor at some point. Totally get it. You're all feeling good until we get to the draft lottery when your team doesn't win. Yes. Thank you, Carly. If we're going to talk about the draft, I mean, this game has 5 minutes left. The Bucks are down up 11 points. But in this draft, okay, since there is not a consensus number one overall pick. There's no like Zion. There's no LeBron. Hell, there's no Luka, but whose fault was that? It doesn't feel like that, at least from a hype standpoint. So at the very worst, get someone on your team with a really cool name. Obi Toppin automatically, regardless of how good or bad he is in the NBA, automatically becomes one of the coolest names in the NBA. It's not Muggsy Bogues level, but Obi Toppin is just, I want to have that guy on my team just because Obi Toppin is just a fun name to say. I don't know about you, but we'll talk about all that in a minute. Let's go. Even T-Wolves. So there is so much hope going around tonight. Even T-Wolves fans are in here saying, let's go T-Wolves. I got a good feeling about tonight. Well, you got D'Angelo Russell up there, so he probably already knows. He probably already knows the result because that's who D'Angelo Russell is. Terrence Ross, by the way. Since Monte Ellis is not in the league anymore, this is an 8-point. Was that Markelle Fultz making a corner three? Oh, that's a 2. That was a long 2. But somebody had to take over for Monte Ellis, being the guy that records 18 points, 0 assists, 0 rebounds, 0 steals, and 0 blocks. Someone had to do it. And I'm glad Terrence Ross is going to keep that tradition alive. Oh, God. When Giannis gathers and goes to the rim, it feels like every opportunity is going to be some form of nuclear warfare at the rim. You saw it before. He let loose like 2 weeks of reading his mentions on the rim there on that spin move. And he starts doing that snarl and turns into Darth Giannis. I always personally wondered how Giannis, like, how would he become the heel? Because even The Rock became the corporate champion at some point. Even Stone Cold became the bad guy. How does Giannis, the most lovable guy in the world, become the NBA's heel? And it's happened. It first started in that game in Utah where he started cursing out his coaching staff. Then he does the James Harden, gets into that kind of petty war with him. And now he does a whole lot of like falling over and complaining. I'm like, it's happening. Like you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And Giannis is is not invincible to it, unlike everybody else. The drinks are being made from here. I hope you are drinking whatever you so please. Whatever makes you happy, whatever gets you through the night, because we're going to need it. A couple things about this Bucks Magic game real quick, by the way. So the Magic are doing, as soon as the entire NBA saw how the Raptors beat Giannis by throwing bodies at him with a shell defense, which is almost like a 1-2-2 matchup zone, they're essentially letting the best three-point shooting team in the league, other than the Houston Rockets, say, just shoot threes, because we're going to collapse on Giannis, and then we're going to scramble out to guard the perimeter. I don't think the Magic have any other choice, because if you let Giannis loose, then you're going to be down 40, let alone 20. It worked in the first game, because if you funnel Giannis into 5 dudes, they showed the still screen coming out of halftime where they're building this wall where one defender is standing on the nail on the left side of the free throw line, then someone's standing in the middle of the free throw line, then there's a third defender on the right side. So when Giannis starts putting his head down and starts gathering and galloping, he just runs into that wall. It's a 9-point game all of a sudden. So it seems to be work. You're never going to stop Giannis, but you could certainly contain him in the shell defense by throwing just size at him. I mean, who's the biggest guy on the floor right now for the Orlando Magic? It's Vucevic, who by no means is a defensive stopper, but you got Terrence Ross, Markelle Fultz, Evan Fournier, and James Ennis out there. You better hold hands and create a ring of fire around Giannis to stop him. Otherwise, he's going to get to the rim just like that. Am I going to apologize to the Rockets for picking the Thunder in 6? Well, first of all, I picked the Thunder in 7. And yeah, I'm going to apologize because the defense in game 2 was, I mean, it can't, where was that defense all year? Where has that defense been the past couple postseasons? Like, it's legitimate. They were scrambling. They made Steven Adams irrelevant. Steven Adams should be out there Godzilla amongst little Ewoks. Remember in the final Star Wars where the walkers walking around and just punting Ewoks away? That should be Steven Adams against a PJ Tucker center, Eric Gordon standing in the middle of a 2-3 zone defense. And he's just not doing anything. They're forcing him out on the perimeter and making him useless. So that's major props to the Houston Rockets because they are scrambling and making it look easy when it shouldn't be. It is spectrum basketball there. So on one end, you have a team that lives in the mid-range, the Gilgeous-Alexanders, the Chris Pauls. The only guy out there that can make threes is Gallinari, and he almost prefers to be in the damn post. He almost prefers to stand down there in ISO with his back turned to the rim versus shooting threes. Got a whole bunch of guys on that team that can't stretch shoot threes. So if they end up next round playing the Lakers or the Blazers, then we'll certainly see if the scrambling defense does, having small guys, if it translates. That's all. PJ Tucker's just been incredible. Incredible. Cheers. Okay, so draft talk while we're in a commercial. Let me get up my fancy odds here because I have odds. Oh, shit. Look at that. We even got odds on the side of the screen. Hold on. I'm pulling this out. Thank you, FanDuel, for these odds. All right, so here we go. Odds to get the number 1 pick, Golden State 14%, Cavs 14%, as you can see on the right side. You just know, by the way, the Knicks are going to somehow get the 8th pick, and that has never in their history ever come back to bite them, getting 8 instead of 7. Like, they're perfectly going to fall in that range. Sorry, I'm watching these guys try and box out Giannis. It's just like, it's not possible. If he's just going to stand there, he can't jump with the guy. So more importantly, in addition to the odds to get the number 1 pick on the right side of your screen, there are, since the NBA has changed, created more parity in the draft lottery process, it is now percentages to get top 4 pick as opposed to the top 3. So while Golden State is 14% to get the top pick, that equates to being a 52.1% chance of landing a top 4. They cannot finish anything worse than 5th. The worst they can get is 5th. And that's why I'm kind of sitting here like Golden State Warriors fans are trying to do that whole silence moves in the silent G. I completely butchered the Lil Wayne line, like lasagna. The Golden State Warriors are out here going to pull someone with a top 5 pick in addition to getting healthy Clay and healthy Steph back. I don't know if it's going to be Anthony Edwards. I don't know if it's going to be Obi Toppin or any of these guys, but the Warriors, in addition to everything that they have with Draymond back, Steph, Clay, Wiggins, plus the top 5 pick, that's kind of like they better not win tonight because the dynasty, it wasn't goodbye. It was almost see you later. Oh, they just put the stat up for Chris Middleton. 14 points, game 1. All right, enough. That is unacceptable. 14 points in game 1. He was invisible in game 1. He's got, is that true? He has 2 points tonight? Do I need to rewind that? Hold on. That can't be true. Is that a typo? You're not winning anything if Chris Middleton is going 1 of 8. I don't care if you're up by 15. What are they up by? 25? They're up by 15. I don't care if you're up 15 points. Chris Middleton makes more money than the GDP of a third world country. That's how much cap space he's taking up. And you can't go out there and score 2 points when they're collapsing 5 guys on Giannis in that 1-2-2 shell and surrounding him with trees. At some point, you have to rely on Middleton to not just stand there and make a corner 3, but do something. Create for the other guys, the Corvers, the DiVincenzo's, the Wes Matthews, the Brook Lopez's. They're not creating their own shot. It's got to be Chris Middleton. It has been DiVincenzo and Eric Bledsoe have been the Robins to Giannis's Batmans. That cannot happen when you play the Miami Heat. That cannot happen when you get especially to the Toronto Raptors. And that was when they were operating at peak capacity, peak potential last season. That's ridiculous. 2 points? I don't know why I'm getting mad at this game. I understand they're winning. They're playing the JV Magic. They're playing the Magic. If Chris Middleton's going to score 2 points, they're going to beat the Magic because they're playing not the A-team Magic, the B-team Magic. They don't even have Aaron Gordon. They don't have Jonathan Isaac. They got Terrence Ross out there doing his best Brandon Jennings impression. God bless him because it actually works for them and he's good. But still, what are we talking about here? We're talking about championships. You got to win a title to keep Giannis there on a supermax. I'm going to need to turn on the I need to turn on my AC because I'm already sweating. Hold on 1 second. Made it all of like, hopefully that doesn't bother the audio, but it's getting hot in here. I mean, that's a win. That's a good win. Imagine, Giannis just looked like he was about to scramble and try and crow out the ref. Imagine if Giannis in a 15-point victory picks up either a flagrant or a technical and gets suspended. He's got that like rage in him. It's good to see though that you want to see that same type of rage in like an Anthony Davis type too. Means he really cares that much, but I did. I shaved. It's a new me. Uh-oh. Potential bubonic plague here. 17-second shot clock differential. George Hill going to pass this ball? George Hill's going to pass this ball, isn't he? Nope. Turnover. It's 8:30. It's 8:30. It's time for the main event. 8:30 on the East Coast. Maybe I don't know how to read. I mean, this is going to be a gentleman's sweep. We saw what the Magic did to the team they beat in the first round last year. Who do I want the Knicks to take at 7 was a question. Well, if the Knicks fall to 7, I don't think LaMelo Ball is going to fall that far. My guy, I'm kind of in the I either want LaMelo Ball, unless it's the first overall pick. Hopefully he falls to 3. If it's not LaMelo Ball, then I want Tyrese Halliburton, 6'5", 6'6" point guard out of Iowa State. He's raw, but I love point guards with wingspans. And the Knicks haven't had a point guard. When was the last great Knicks point guard? Raymond Felton? We've gone through Chris Duhon, the end of Stephon Marbury's career. The last Knick, by the way, a contract extension from their rookie deal with the Knicks. This is an actual fact. The last Knick to come back on a second deal that was drafted by the Knicks. Charlie Ward. Number 6 on Dallas was supposed to be that guy. All right, it's time. It is time. This is going to be kind of weird because, oh, yeah, they have – it's a Zoom. They got Steph? The Warriors sent Steph? Wow. A lot of technology going into this, by the way. But this year, did they – because I'm not listening to Rachel talk right now, did they do – because the media goes in there and watches the ping pong balls be picked usually. It's usually a consultancy firm that is observed by the media to make sure there's no shenanigans. Did that occur this year? I'm sure it did. But with the pandemic going on, how did they do it? Virtually? Were they in the room? I'm sure it was completely legitimate, but the NBA has always been frozen envelopes and things like that, the conspiracy theories. Oh, yeah, so let's talk about the Knicks real quick because that's why I assume the majority of you are here. If the Knicks need a point guard, yeah, I want them to take LaMelo if they get a top pick. I wouldn't mind Halliburton. And if they end up with a 5th or 6th pick and LaMelo's not there, why don't you trade down? Why don't you trade down to 14, go get Cole Anthony? Is there that much of a difference between LaMelo Ball and Cole Anthony? Yeah, size. I don't know about maybe potential too, but I don't feel like at the moment there's a whole lot of difference there. You trade down, you get a future pick, and you still get a point guard. The Knicks desperately need a point guard. We have nothing. Elfrid Payton, God bless his soul, cannot be out there if we're actually trying to be serious. Accounting firm, not a consultancy firm. Sorry, I watched that show House of Lies on Showtime, and I think I know what I'm talking about now in terms of business. Hey, and I know we have some video queued up, by the way, that we might have some video for Knicks fans that were sending in their freezing their envelopes. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I don't know if you guys can still hear me, but I'm here. Maybe you guys can hear me. It's almost better. I'm like your subconscious. I don't know what happened there. That was funny. I'm going to do that more often. I'm going to hit the black screen if the Knicks get the 8th pick. Sorry, I'm listening to Rachel. Yeah, that's a good point. This feels like a 15, especially if they're not there in person and it's not a Zion Williamson. It's not a Zion draft. Then this is definitely a 15-minute show. Like we can't talk about Anthony Edwards for 30 minutes. God bless his soul. He may end up being a good NBA player, but I don't know if he's worth 30 minutes. Also, when we're watching, remember, when we're watching the envelopes be revealed, if someone falls out of order, somebody falls out of order based on like the bottom, let's say like the Pelicans aren't mentioned or the Kings aren't mentioned, it's because they're in the top four. So if you're towards the top, if you're the Cavs, if you are the Warriors, you just want to see these teams just get named as they're supposed to. You want to see chalk, chalk, chalk. Because if you get chalk, 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 it means you're going to finish in the top three as you're supposed to. If you're in spots 2 through 5, you can still fall. Only the Warriors are guaranteed a top 5 pick. I didn't say the Warriors wanted to trade their pick. I said the Knicks. Unless the Warriors are trading that pick for Giannis. I'm on NBA Draft Net, by the way. They have Anthony Edwards first to Golden State, LaMelo, Obi. They have Obi Toppin going third. James Wiseman all the way down to 7. Cole Anthony 15th. Whoa. Couple of notes, by the way. That Memphis pick does go to Boston. The Philadelphia pick goes to Brooklyn. Oklahoma City's pick, because of that final regular season game, goes to Philadelphia. But most importantly, Golden State keeps their pick protected 1 through 20 that they did in the Kevin Durant trade with the Nets, stays protected. And Cleveland, remember back in, I believe this locked pick, this protected pick is still from the Kyle Korver trade with Atlanta, and it's continued to be protected. It is protected 1 through 10. And Cleveland's going to keep this pick because there is no way they can mathematically fall out of the top 10. So remember, when in the ring at all times, protect yourself. When you're at home, maybe in bed, protect yourself. And also, if you're trading draft picks for guys chasing a title, make sure you have the proper protections in place. The Cleveland Cavaliers not only are going to pull off Darius Garland from last year because this pick is protected, but they may end up getting a top pick this season as well. Damn, LaMelo looks like a grown man. It feels like yesterday he was pointing to the damn court with his fro and just jacking from half court. What's he doing with those envelopes? Why was okay. See, you can't mess up. You can't you can't drop an envelope. Even though it's already, you can't. Because then you're going to just fuel the conspiracy theories. You have to be precise. Open it. I want to see temperatures. Sorry, I'm talking because I'm nervous. And I'm also here by myself talking to all you guys, and that's it. Yeah, light years, man. This is what the Warriors have been waiting for. This is why you put up with Marquise Chris. This is why you put up with Dragan Bender. Lord, Eric Paschall had a phenomenal rookie campaign, but watching Glenn Robinson III out there run a team with Sky Bowman, like these are guys that tried very hard, that probably earned themselves a deal. Like, God, great work. You're a lot better. You're going to make a lot more money than I ever did with the Golden State Warriors. Like, they know exactly what they're doing. And it's almost a blessing in disguise that they didn't have to open that new arena in all the way through the end of the season with this team. They kind of bailed out on that one. They did like half a season with that squad. But that is so San Antonio Spursy when they scored Tim Duncan in 1997. Remember that the last time that the San Antonio Spurs have been to the draft lottery was Tim Duncan in 97. They pulled off David Robinson and Sean Elliott before it. Then they just didn't come to the lottery. They're going to show up to tonight's lottery looking around like, am I in the right room? Like, who are you people? Can someone please instruct? Is there an instruction manual of how this actually works? San Antonio Spurs probably have no clue what they just got themselves into. They just showed up so they didn't get fined. Aren't I used to this by now as a Knicks fan? From @VSwagWag23. Why am I so giddy? Can any other Knicks fans in the chat please address this man, or do I have to? This is the only time of year where it feels like I have hope. And I don't have anything else to look forward to. This is my Super Bowl. I know we're probably not going to win. The Knicks have a 10% chance, 10.5% chance of the number one pick and a 37.2% chance of a top 4 in a draft that, honestly, I can't tell you a single guy in here that has the potential of a Zion or any of these recent stars that have been in there. So watch the Knicks just win this one. I'm still going to be excited because it's options, and the Knicks have never had options. We just started learning the process of rebuilding instead of trying reloading, and you're reloading a super soaker instead of an actual gun. That's what the Knicks have always had. So for once, because we're sticking to the system here, unless Tibbs comes in here and just decides to trade all of our future picks, this is what we hold on to. This is why we traded number 6 on Dallas. Was for draft picks. We got a long way to go. Let us have this. This is our finals. Just give me something to feel good about and look forward to. I don't even need to win. I just need something to look forward to. And the problem is because Tibbs, in his history of young guys and players that have extracurricular activities, there is not a chance in hell, right? I'm just thinking out loud. There's not a chance in hell that he would ever draft LaMelo Ball. Like, can you imagine Tibbs on a LaMelo Ball on a Tibbs team? What we've seen from Minnesota and Chicago before, in the Boston team that he was the associate head coach on before, that he could handle LaMelo Ball and his dad. And Lord knows what the relationship is between Leon Rose and LeVar Ball after what went down between CAA and the Big Baller brand when that was a thing. I'm not complaining, though. I will take Anthony Edwards. I don't need no damn point guard if the Knicks get Anthony Edwards. James Wiseman feels like a project. LaMelo, I don't know. I don't know. There's so many question marks here. But Donovan Mitchell was in the teens, or 12. What was he, 12 or 17? I think he was 17. There's Giannis Antetokounmpo was in the teens. No one expected those guys. Otherwise, they would have gone first. So you only give yourself opportunities and options by getting a top pick, and that's why I'm excited about it. When you face eternal doom every day, you almost become apathetic towards it. So when you have something to actually look forward to, even though you know the end result, it just gives you light in the moment. That's all. Can you imagine? Yes, thank you. People laughing about Tibbs and LeVar. Tibbs and LeVar. Tibbs and LeVar. If you draft LaMelo, I would love nothing more than to trade down and go get Cole Anthony. Nothing more. This draft, someone at Nathan_26 says this draft is like 2014. The stars are going to be picks 10 through 15. Can we run? Do we have the tape, by the way, guys? If anyone's listening to this from FanDuel, can we run the tape of Knicks fans freezing envelopes? And I'll just talk over it because it's all superstition. You got to make – if enough people do it, the voodoo will actually work. Thank you. Now I see the feed. So this was my video from earlier today for those of you that didn't see it on Twitter. I printed off in color. I printed off a envelope, a Knicks logo, put it in the envelope. That's Lucy, my beagle. Say hi to Lucy. Then I went back to Putty. That's the Putty cat. Woke her up. Then I went to the freezer, and I have a lot of good food in there. You see an Eskimo pie. Put it in there, and I tap it off and say goodbye. This is from at KCam74, freezing an envelope. Thank you. This is when you're a Knicks fan, this is what you do. We don't so much as watch the games as we start working on voodoo. What is this? A Post-it note? Is that like a magnet? What are we doing with this? Where's it going? Number one pick. Is that a cat? Are you going to put that on your cat? Oh my God. I thought you were going to put, that's another cat. What is with the cats? Where do you live? PetSmart? I thought you were going to put it on the cat. I thought you you're going to put on the cat and put the cat in the freezer. Sorry, I'll move over. Oh, shit. Here we go. Boston gets a pick if it's 14. Memphis keeps 1 through 4. Boston keeps that pick. All right, let's go. Pelicans. Seem more excited, bro. Okay, still chalk so far. Sacramento should be next. Okay, so New Orleans, by losing that coin flip, by the way, cost them a 0.5% chance of getting a higher pick. Spurs. Are they even there? He's probably like, all right, can I leave now? One time. Stay chalk. Phoenix Suns. Chalk. Still chalky. We're still chalky. Stay chalky all the way to 6. Stay chalky all the way to 6. Wizards. That's chalk. Charlotte's next. So far, so good. 8. No! No way! 8 again. That was the Steph Curry number. Oh my God! The Charlotte Hornets just went into the top. Oh my God! There wasn't even any foreplay this time. At least last year, the Bulls and the Hornets jumped. Oh my God! So what does that mean? Golden State's going to get the top pick. Are you kidding me? Again? But that's the Steph Curry, Jordan Hill position. What are we going to do with the 8th pick? No one wants the 8th pick. Why don't we go trade that for Dennis Smith Jr. again? That was, you know why that was worse? That was worse because we fell so far. I couldn't even get excited to see if we were coming up next. That we fell so far. I just expected us to get to number 6. Why? I'm done freezing envelopes. I'm done freezing envelopes. It's working against me. We miss Ja. We miss Zion. Halliburton. Will Halliburton even be there at 8? We're going to What do they have against us? At some point, because you're in the lottery so many times, you have to get lucky. You figure at some point you got to get lucky. Been doing this for 20 years, and you can't get lucky since Patrick Ewing. And who knows if that was even lucky and it wasn't. I'm not even going to say it so I don't get in trouble. It's just so toxic. What do I have to do with the 8th pick? What are the Knicks going to do with the 8th pick? You can't trade down with the 8th pick. No one wants the 8th pick. There's not enough guys to even get the top 3. You got the Warriors out here. Joe Lacob sitting at home smoking a cigar somewhere, just laughing at all of us. Laughing at all of us because we were out here making fun of Dragonbender and Sky Bowman. And he knows this entire time he's going to pull off James Wiseman. Warriors are going to win the next 5 years. Thank you for the graphic, FanDuel. Thank you. We got the 8th pick. If you're in this Periscope and you didn't hear, we got the 8th pick. Worst part is that the karma that you're supposed to have in the NBA because you're not tanking means you end up getting a better draft pick because you weren't trying to manipulate the system. So the Knicks actually went out there and tried to win games. We're doing things the right way for once. Doing things by building through the draft, playing young guys, hiring experienced veteran coaches, we got rid of Steve Mills. How will the basketball gods not reward us? Maybe they will because they're saying, we're giving you the 8th pick because you're going to do something stupid with the top 3 and get LaMelo Ball. So maybe that's how the gods spin zone. What stage of grief is that? What stage of grief is that? Denial or compromise? I think that's stage 4. Compromise. Maybe the basketball gods are saying Halliburton's going to end up being the best player in this draft. You're going to get him at 8. And it's going to keep you from trading down or going after LaMelo and creating an absolute shit show. There. Knicks are back. Is it so hard to give us the number 1 pick in a year that it doesn't even matter? That's all. Sinning what? And watch the Bulls. You're going to give the Bulls because they got rid of their damn staff. Watch the Bulls get the number 1 pick. Bulls better not win. I want the Hornets to win. Thank you. Come on, Devontae. That's right. Knock him off the screen like this is Wheel of Fortune. I want the Hornets to... It's going to be, oh my God, it's going to be the Warriors. It's going to be the Warriors. Look at Steph smiling like he knows. Timberwolves, number 1 pick. D'Angelo Russell's pumping his fist because he knows they're not going to take LaMelo Ball. We just got ourselves Anthony Edwards. I know you ain't drafting LaMelo Ball with me on the team. Yeah, I think we're not going to. That's why he's excited. We're not going to be forced to take LaMelo because we're the 3rd pick and Anthony Edwards and Wiseman came off the board. Congratulations. They just replaced Andrew Wiggins. They just replaced what they got rid of Andrew Wiggins. Anthony Edwards is going to come in there and make 10 cents on the dollar. That's a major win for them, man. Congrats. Some justice. Oh, but even then the Warriors have a pick which is worthy of being a part of a Supermax blockbuster package if those rumors are actually true that they want to go out and seek Giannis. Like, they have the 2nd pick. Light years. The dynasty takes 1 year off and they get the 2nd overall pick in the draft. He's asking, why am I so mad about the Warriors? I'm so mad about the Warriors because they know exactly what they're doing. They've built their team from the inside. They've built their team through the draft. Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson were drafted by the Golden State Warriors. They do everything right, okay? People hate the Warriors because they brought in Durant and they instantly became the villains. I didn't see it that way because they built their team properly and put themselves in a position to go out and get a Kevin Durant. Then the 1 year, the same way the San Antonio Spurs scored Tim Duncan that year, 1 year they stink. The 1 year they stink, they get the number 2 overall pick, and they're going to come back and be a dynasty again as long as they stay healthy. They played it perfectly. They have been fooling us this entire time. If you can't spot the sucker in the room, it's you. Do we have, by the way, can we throw odds on the screen? You have them up. The odds at FanDuel, guys, by the way. The odds at number 1 pick overall, -110 Anthony Edwards. I think that, in a personal opinion, That is going to explode because they sure as hell ain't taking a point guard with D'Angelo Russell there after that trade they just made. And they need a swing man to replace Andrew Wiggins immediately. Don't they have Malik Beasley there too? Don't the Wolves have Malik Beasley? I'm going to pull my hair out just how this works out for every team besides the Knicks. Anthony Edwards will be on that team. Wiseman is plus 200. LaMelo Ball plus 300. That is not going to be the number one pick. So you can take that off the board. Who else is up there? Obi Toppin plus 1,300. Hayes plus 25. I was almost about to say Carmelo Anthony, but Cole Anthony's plus 4,000. That's not going to happen. Anthony Edwards. If I'm placing bets right now, go to FanDuel and book it on Anthony Edwards. I'm on a Periscope talking to you guys when I should be betting Anthony Edwards. Why would they draft James Wiseman when they have Karl Anthony Towns? That is a gift. If anyone at FanDuel is watching this, y'all better get rid of that price immediately because people are coming to bet that to the moon. What did De'Aaron Fox tweet? I missed it. It's not worth getting this upset over because you know the end result's going to be anyway. I just hate how teams like the Warriors are so good at this. And it's so obvious what they were doing the whole year. Everyone wanted to, the whole year, I'm begging you, get your jokes off on the Warriors. Get your jokes off now. Get your jokes off because when the draft comes, they're going to be the ones laughing. So we got plenty of jokes off. I'm fine with that. I got all my jokes off. I loved making fun of Draymond Green, but I knew they would resurrect like that Undertaker gif. And they're back. He's back. Pour one out. Pour one out for the New York Knicks. This is for you. One more time. See you next year. Any questions? Anything else I can answer before we go? The worst part is I knew that was coming. 1 in 10 chance. Problem is when you have a 1 in 10 chance 10 times, then you figure it's going to happen once. It just hasn't happened yet. Pain. Just pain. At least I had Damian Lillard get me honest. I could watch real basketball. Should we watch this game? You guys have any questions? Yeah, download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Look at these odds on the side of the screen. Go get that number. I'm betting it. And they're going to pick Anthony Edwards on that team. They do not need a point guard. Unbelievable. Do I think the Warriors might trade down and pick multiple number one picks in the draft? No, they don't have the roster spots for that, do they? I don't know. They have number 2 at their disposal. They have a team that's ready to win a championship right now. Why am I trading down? Unless they're not in love with anyone not named Anthony Edwards. Why would I trade down? I'm ready to win a title right now. I want the best player available. I don't think the Warriors trade the pick unless they're getting a big star in return. And to get a star in return, they're going to have to trade Wiggins because he's the only one with a tradable salary. I look like the Knicks franchise. Thank you, at Jay Garcia 72. I'm well aware. You think I should have this many gray hairs at my age? You see this? I look like Paulie Gutierrez from The Sopranos. at the age of 32 because I've been watching these drafts since I bought this jersey in 95. Even brought it out. I had never worn the Starks jersey too. This was like supposed to be the good luck jersey. All right, guys. Thanks, I guess, for joining us. It has been another year of hope. Wait a minute, I can't even stay on the right side of the screen. It's been a year of development, which has gone nowhere. Kevin Knox, dollar store Kevin Durant. Tibbs is going to come in there and sign Taj Gibson to a max deal. Going to pick, I don't know what, we can't even trade down with number 8. It's just, we're not even going to be good for like the next 10 years. Usually when Carmelo was on the team, you at least had a star there. You could like potentially make it to the second round. There's nothing to look forward to ever. We just have cash considerations. That's what we have. That's what we have to look forward to is cap space. We should put cap space in the rafters. We should put cap space in the damn rafters. Give him a jersey number and put him in the rafters. Don't put anything in the rafters in like 90 years. Since 95. No, 2000, when we made the finals. There hasn't been a banner up there since like 2000. Cap space. Number 8. All right, guys. I think I'm signing off for FanDuel. If you are not following FanDuel already and you want to enjoy Misery Loves Company content, please, for the love of God, follow FanDuel, at FanDuel on Twitter. We're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook. We're going to be providing you in real-time odds like you're seeing on the side of the screen. I pointed the wrong way there. I'll never make it as Vanna White. But as things develop throughout the year, we'll be talking about it on FanDuel, how it affects both on and off the court. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.